Good morning. Check this out. Expo ended yesterday and I left Flagstaff this morning. Once we got out of the national forest surrounding Flagstaff, the landscape started opening up, starting with this expansive sort of half desert, half prairie sort of area, and then moving into some landscapes that started looking like what I think about when I think about the Southwest. This is just unlike anything I've ever seen before in my entire life. Every place I look is astonishing, and I've really only just started the day. I'm already satisfied. I mean, come on, look at this. I'm not even to like where I was trying to get to, and it's just every bit of the drive is just amazing scene after amazing scene. Oh, look at this. Many of these spots really aren't off the beaten path. They're right on sort of a touristy route, and you may have seen them before. Little side trip number one to see a couple of these interesting rocks and features down in here. I thought this was going to be a quick little side trip on BLM land. It turns out this is actually part of the national park system, this particular area. You actually have to pay to be in this area, and the only option is a from 1 day to 1 week private vehicle pass, which was $30. And I was expecting to be in here for maybe an hour. But you know, how often do I get down to this area? So I coughed it up, bought the pass, and already it's just unbelievably gorgeous. Since I'm not going to see the Grand Canyon, this is getting me still some really interesting canyon-y sort of vistas. There is a hike that goes up that canyon wall over there, and I thought maybe about doing just a part of it just to get elevated, get a little more view, and since I paid the fee to be in this area. But it's late morning, it's already really hot outside. After a couple of cool rainy days in Flagstaff, I'm not ready to start sweating like that again.
It's mid-morning on a Monday in late September, and I admit, I'm surprised by how many people are out here. I guess we are close to the Grand Canyon, and I may not be the only one wandering around the area after Expo.
This is the Colorado River. It flows down into what becomes the Grand Canyon.
At all moments, in every direction I look, there's interesting scenery to take in. While we have cliffs and canyons and treeless rocky areas in Oregon, this is still just a whole other world down here. The camera doesn't come close to capturing the immense scale of these features or do justice to the intense, saturated color of the rock. And every turn in the road reveals an incredible new vista to take in.
Well, everything you've just seen was within that area on that little dead-end road that it paid $30 to go down. Was it worth it? Absolutely. That was amazing.
I've logged some more highway miles, generally moving mostly north or west, but the dirt roads across these vast tracts of BLM land are definitely calling my name.
Well, too bad it's not time to camp. This is about as epic as campsites get.
So I guess that's why they call that the Vermilion Cliffs. They are really, really red. Man, I have never seen anything quite like that. It just makes this long, long ongoing cliff. And it actually, from what I can tell, it seems to be like a plateau or a mesa or whatever you would call that. And that area up there is the Vermilion Cliffs National Monument, I think it is called. I'm currently sort of wrapping my way around that great big mesa or plateau, but I have a possible side trip planned that will take us up on top of it to maybe some interesting geological features. All right, this is pretty brutal washboarding road. I think I'm gonna be on dirt for a lot of miles now, possibly even the rest of the day as the afternoon is progressing. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a spot to tear down.
This road is actually part of my route home to Oregon, moving me north towards Utah. But first, I'm going to branch off on a quick side trip out to what looks to be an intriguing area within the National Monument.
So I'm now working my way up onto that sort of plateau or mesa of the Vermilion Cliffs National Monument. I can see now on my mapping that what looked like a fairly small little side trip is actually didn't quite have a sense of scale when I was planning that out. Judging by just how long I've been on this little road, the spot that I had marked for trying to get to is it's gonna take a while.
This is not my destination. I'm just checking out what looks to be a nice campsite.
Man, I keep finding really cool campsites way too early to camp. I hope I luck out as well this evening when I'm actually ready to stop and camp.
Alright, let's get back on the trail. The afternoon is slipping away from me, and I've still got quite a ways to go for this little side trip.
It's really hard to tell when you scout out areas on satellite imagery. Sometimes you can get a sense of the topography, you get a sense that there's some, rock formations just by like judging shadows and stuff, but it's really hard to judge what a road is going to be like. Since this is a national national monument in a fairly touristy area, I mean, we're not far from the Grand Canyon at all. I assumed that all the roads going through here would have a certain sort of minimum level of accessibility. I really didn't expect to run into this kind of driving. So sometimes my buddy John DZ and I, we talk about how we're out here, the goal of us being out here is not to off-road. It's not to rock crawl or go mudding or whatever. The point really is to explore the wilderness, get to interesting places. Sometimes to get to those places, there are roads like this. And so that's where having a vehicle that is capable of doing this is necessary if you're interested in pushing a little further into the backcountry like this. I will say, even though we are out here to explore and find beauty in wilderness, tackling some tricky off-road obstacles now and then is fun. I mean, it's definitely entertaining, and it's an enjoyable part of the journey. Not a problem.
Well, the gate was a non-issue, but I was not expecting this.
That was the way I planned to go. The blue line is the route I was planning up to my destination, and then I was going to come back out and take this other route to go out, and we're very close to it there. So hopefully I can jog up to that. It looks like there's a little road there.
Just check out this vista that I'm enjoying along this drive. It's just so crazy.
Alright, it is much later in the afternoon than I expected, but I've come this far. I'm definitely going to make the hike out to the spot I'm trying to get to.
Oh, that wasn't even really a significant hike at all. It was really just a short walk. Definitely worth it. Whoa.
Longtime followers of my channel won't be surprised to find my trek across the Southwest is gravitating around geological oddities.
Look at the crazy patterns in this rocks. It's like it was tiled. This is so cool. It's like a one-stop shop for all kinds of crazy rock formations. There's the swirly red stuff here. That weird orange and white twisty thing over there. And I don't even know what to call these over here. Bummer the sun's behind the clouds. I bet this area would really pop in the sunlight. justice. I'm sorry. It's really, really super, super cool, and it just goes on in every direction. Definitely some weather coming in over there. Definitely raining off in the, whatever that is, west-ish. Looks like it's gonna get dark sooner than I thought it would get dark, just because the sun has disappeared behind all those dark clouds. So I'm gonna hit the road and start looking for someplace to camp, I think. Hoped to find a campsite before dark today, but I had no idea I would end up spending so much time out at that sort of rock formation. I thought I'd get there, walk around for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, getting some shots, and then back on the road. Come on. Oh, the sand. Oh. But I was there for an hour, and then I had to keep stopping to shoot the sunset. Now there's lightning in the distance there. It's just been an epic day from beginning to end here. I thought I would be all the way up into Utah by tonight, but that's all right. It's all right. I'll find a campsite just here in the Vermilion Cliffs National Monument. I have set up camp. I'm not sure exactly where because it got dark on me. Since I rolled into camp a little later than expected tonight, I'm going with one of my easier dinner options. I have this packet of Tasty Bite Indian Madras lentils. Now it's my friend and also Patreon supporter Dan who gave these to me to try, and I've been carrying them around for a while, but tonight's the perfect night. I'm going to heat these up. I'm also going to include some sausage because a little sausage always goes great with lentils. These are some sausages that I found in a grocery store in Flagstaff. They were actually pre-cooked, so it's really just a question of just sort of heating them up a little bit, getting them seared a little bit. I'm going to cut them up so that they can release all of their sausagey flavor goodness into the lentils. And these lentils are also pre-cooked, so it's really just a question of heating them up. I'm going to let them simmer a little bit in here with the sausages. I think that's going to make a really tasty, satisfying, protein-rich dinner. All right, well, I'm just going to eat that right out of the pan. It was super easy. One pan, just one thing to wash tonight. Perfect.
Morning. No clouds, no rain. Last night, right before I went to bed, the wind picked up quite a bit. It was sort of pushing the clouds out, the rain had stopped, so I went ahead and took the awning down last night so that I wouldn't have to listen to it in the rain, and one less thing to deal with this morning. And we've got a beautiful morning this morning. Just a little bit chilly, but surprisingly warm for 6 a.m. Oh, there are some rocks over there. So it turns out this is actually a protected area. I didn't know that. I didn't even know this place had a name. I saw some rocks when I was planning my route and thought, oh, maybe there's something interesting there. So it turns out that you have to have a permit from the BLM to hike into there. Apparently there are some delicate sandstone formations that can get broken easily. It sounds like they're trying to limit the number of people who are walking around in there. So we will just enjoy it from the road. Or maybe from the air. Kind of ironic after finding all of those epic campsites yesterday that I end up camping basically in a sandy pull-off at a trailhead. Oh my gosh. Get out. Oh man, I wish I had found that last night. What a great spot to camp that would have been. Well, that's the end of my Arizona adventure. Tune in next time to see what I find in this little corner of Utah.